What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel and the video review of the KingKong Fly Egg 100, the 100mm mini FPV racer. Now this one is looking fantastic, guys, and it also has that aviation aluminum alloy as the housing, just like its bigger brother, the KingKong 130 Fly Egg. And I have the KingKong 130 Fly Egg right here, and if you look closely, the housing is exactly the same size as its bigger brother, just this one has a smaller frame. Looks like the internal organs as well, everything is identical to the bigger brother, smaller motors and smaller props. Now this one, I did a little modification on it. As you can see, I got the antenna on the top, on the front standoff with a little zip tie. That is the receiver. I got the Flysky receiver version here. And this also comes with all types of different receiver versions. Comes with the DSM-2, the XM, the FM800, or you can get the one with the no receiver. So that is fantastic. Any type of transmitter you got, you can get your matching model of the KingKong 100 Fly Egg. And now working from the way on the top here, right below my receiver, I have the transmitter, the 5.8 gigahertz 16 channel 25 to 100 milliwatt switchable transmitter. And here is the antenna right on the top there in the back, and it is paired up with a 800 TV line CMOS 150 degree field of view camera. So that has been working out fantastic on the KingKong 130 Fly Egg, so that is really nice. Now right below it, there is the PIKO BLX F3 flight controller, and it was pre-flashed with Betaflight 3.1.6, and right below it we have the PDB combo 4-in-1 BLHeli S 10 amp DShot ESCs with a input voltage of 2 to 3S. But now when I received this quadcopter and took it right out of the box, there was a little sticker on the cable of the JST plug, and thank goodness this one comes with a JST battery connector. My Fly Egg 130 came with a balance connector, and that was giving me all kinds of drop out problems. So this one has a little sticker. Let me show you what it says here. It says that because the kV of the motor is too high, they suggest using a 2S or 7.4 volt battery. That was stuck on the cable of the JST plug. So they do recommend you using just the 2S. But I believe people have already tried 3S on this baby here, and it works just fine. Now here is a couple of LED lights right in the back. It is a fantastic design, guys. Somebody took real time inputting every single knowledge they got and making little grooves and attachments to make this thing look fantastic. Even the battery cable has its own little zip tie down hole right on the frame itself, and there's a little recessed area even on the little foam pad for it. But I just put another zip tie just to make it a little bit more secure and don't pull on the cable just in case the battery flies out in a crash. Now there is the LED lights right in the back there, and of course a JST plug. Now the motors on this one is a little smaller. It's got the 1103 7800 kV motors, and the bigger brother had a bigger size motor, of course, and is completely enclosed. On the KingKong 130 Fly Egg, I noticed that because of the motor being enclosed like this, it does get a little warm after each and every flight. So on this one as well, that's what I'm thinking this is going to do. So if you're going to do consecutive flights with this baby here, wait a little bit until the motors cool down before you do that second and the third run. And it is paired up with the familiar 1935 tri-bladed props, as we have seen on the KingKong 90 GT, and we have also seen the same type of props on the KingKong 95 GT. All right, so Taking a look at the frame from the bottom here, looks like a true X frame, and the carbon fiber looks to be about 2 millimeters in thickness here. And we also have a buzzer, just like the bigger brother, the 130, and there is a hole just made on the frame and on the foam pad to accommodate that little beeper, and it is made especially for it. So very nice engineering on KingKong. And the board is soft mounted, as you can see here. I went through it with the KingKong 130 to show you guys this. The top flight controller and the PDB board has a standoff, a plastic standoff, but only 2 of them goes straight down. 2 of them don't go straight down because there's some circuitry and wires for the motor, so they have cut out a little recessed area on the standoff for that purpose. So there's only 2 screws going straight down and holding down the stack. As you can see, there's only 2 screws. The other 2 screws are missing, but below the PDB there is a rubberized gasket, so to speak. So it is soft mounted. The screw goes right through it, and the rubberized gasket is the standoff. So you actually have a little cushion right there when you squeeze it down, kind of like shock absorbers, and the opposite side too. So the whole stack itself is soft mounted, and as you can see right on the other side there is the micro USB port to connect to your configurator and to hook it up so you can go into Betaflight and do your configuration. Now the whole weight of this quadcopter here is 64.9 grams. That is without the battery, so that is really nice. Very light indeed. With even this heavy aluminum housing, it is fairly light, but I can kind of feel that it is going to be a little bit top heavy. I'm not sure how it's going to fare. It did come with preset PIDs. I'm going to fly it though, however, with some Betaflight stock PIDs with some D values bumped up to 30 and 35. That has been working out pretty good for me. And because of this being a Flysky receiver, I have bounded this baby here to my Flysky FSI6 transmitter. And this is what you're going to do to set up a model. Go ahead and turn on your transmitter and long press that OK button to get into the system. Press OK again into the system, and you are going to select the model first, so go ahead and hit OK. I have chosen model 06 as my model, but you can scroll up and down to choose an empty model of your choice. So go ahead and hit select by hitting cancel, and you're going to choose the model name. After that, hit OK, get in there, and you can go ahead and choose the model name of your choice. I have put KK Egg 100 for mine. Long press the cancel button to choose that name. Now next thing you're going to do is go down to the RX setup, hit OK. Mine is already set on AFHDS2A, but in case yours is not, what I'm going to do is turn off my AFHDS2A and set it to the AFHDS only. And if yours look like this, go ahead and hit that OK button, scroll up or down to change it to the on position, long press on the cancel button, and now you have changed it to AFHDS2A. All right, so let's go ahead and cancel out of there. Now you are almost halfway done. Now you are almost set, so go ahead and turn off your transmitter. Now what we're going to do next is go ahead and bind with our KingKong 100. All right guys, here is the KingKong 100, the egg, and we are going to bind it with our transmitter, the FSI6 transmitter now. And what you want to do here is find that bind button. On mine, I placed it on top of my quadcopter, but you will find yours underneath here. You can take it out or you can leave it in there. You can see the bind button, which is right there. If you can see that little bind button right there. What I'm going to do is use the back end of my tweezer here and hold down that bind button and power up the quadcopter at the same time. So here we go. I'm going to get my battery semi-ready in the slot here. Oops, Looks like it's upside down. Okay, I'm ready to go with my battery, and I'm going to hit that, depress the bind button and turn on the quadcopter at the same time. What's going to happen is that blue light is going to be flashing rapidly, and it is looking for something to bind. So what you're going to do now is bring your transmitter in here, hit this bind button, and turn on the transmitter at the same time. And RX binding, and the blue light has ceased to flash rapidly. Now it is flashing softly. My beeper is on because I have already set my beeper to be on the on position. Now that is all you gotta do, guys. Go ahead and unplug your quadcopter now. Sorry about that. And turn off your transmitter, and now it should have been bound. So let's go ahead and turn on the transmitter to check whether or not we have successfully bounded the receiver to the transmitter. As you can see, the blue light is solid. It is bound. It is connected. So let's go ahead and turn off the transmitter to see what happens to that blue light. There you go. It turns off and it blinks. So we know it has been successfully bound. Let me go ahead and turn on the transmitter again one more time. See that blue light being solid? That means you are bound. Alright guys, now that we have successfully bounded our quadcopter to the Flysky FSI-6 transmitter, what we need to do is set some auxiliary channel switches. So go ahead and turn on your transmitter and long press that OK button and scroll up and down to go into the functions setup menu and hit OK. What we're going to do is scroll down to the aux channels and set a couple of channels there. Right now I have channel 5 set on my SWA switch, which is this switch right here, 2-level switch. Now this one here, SWB, is also a 2-level switch, as well as the SWD. So you can choose one of those switches. It is all up to you, but I have chosen the SWA. You can go ahead and scroll up and down to choose the switch. I have chosen the SWA, and then hit OK. And you are going to choose the switch for the channel 6. And I have chosen the SWC because it is a 3-level switch. And this I will use for my modes. And the SWA I will use to arm and disarm the quadcopter's motors. Okay, so once you have set your switches, long press on the cancel button and you are set. So let's go back in the aux channels, and we are set to SWA and SWC. Alright guys, now we are in Betaflight here, and I have the quadcopter ready to go. I have the props removed and everything. I got my micro USB cable already inserted on the quadcopter, and I'm going to place my quadcopter on a nice flat surface. I have the other end of the USB cable, and I'm going to go ahead and connect it to the computer now. All right, we are recognized and we are connected. We have a COM port open here, so we're going to go ahead and connect with our quadcopter. It should bring us to the yep, we are not connecting. One more time, connect please. All right, sometimes it does that. I don't know why. Maybe I pressed the connect button too early or something. All right, so the quadcopter is on a flat level surface. So you're going to go ahead and calibrate the accelerometer. If your quadcopter is unleveled, you will have to do this. I've already done it, so that's why my quadcopter was nice and flat already. And in the ports page, just the first configuration USB VCP is turned on. The rest of them is all turned off. We don't have any serial ports open. So going to the configuration, I have it set on 1-shot 125, and I have my motor stop turned on. And if we go scrolling down a little ways, you want to make sure that your receiver is on the PPM RX input, because we are playing with the Flysky receiver. And we got the LED strip turned on, and the battery voltage is on, and those are the values, the default values. So every page you want to save on that page if you have changed any type of parameter on that page, or you will not have saved it. So you need to also turn on this enable expert mode to show the failsafe tab, and the failsafe is turned on and it is set to drop here. Okay, so let's go to PID tuning here, and I have my PID set on Betaflight default PIDs. The only thing that I have done was increase the RC rate to 1.05 and up the D values to 30 and 35. Those are the only changes that I have made, but that is on profile 2. On profile 1, these are the default values, PIDs, that the manufacturer has set for you. Okay, so if you want to fly with these, go ahead and fly with these, but I kind of prefer the Betaflight default PID, so I have mine set on it. Gonna hit save on that. Now next is the receivers page. Make sure your channel map is set on AETR1234 for this receiver, and as you can see, I'm not connected here. I don't have my transmitter turned on, nor do I have a battery installed on the quadcopter here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my transmitter. Okay, put all the switches correctly. So transmitter is turned on, and I'm going to go ahead and hook up a battery to the quadcopter. All right, the beeper just went off because I have my beeper set on one of the channels as well. All right, so we have throttle is throttle, and pitch is pitch, roll is roll, so make sure everything is correct here. And as you can see, my quadcopter is pretty much staying still. Wherever I leave it and let go of my sticks, the quadcopter is staying still. But if your quadcopter is still moving, check these midpoints. You can go ahead and readjust these midpoints. And how to go about doing that is long press on the OK button on the transmitter. There you go. And go to your setup and go in there and scroll down to sub trim and hit enter. And you can change the sub trim, go up and down, and you can change those values there. It should be set on 1500 or close to it. But if it's off, go ahead and go up and down on each of the channels and set it to 1500 midpoint. Throttle, you don't have to worry about, but the three other channels, the roll, pitch, and the yaw, you really need to put it right dead at 1500, or mine has it on 1499, so that's close enough. All right, so after you have done all that, go ahead and hit save, and now your receiver is set. So going to the modes here, what I have is the arming switch set on auxiliary 1, which is SWA here. If I flick it, the switch will turn on here. There you go. It moves to that on position. And the SWC, I have it on auxiliary 2. So air mode, I have it on auxiliary 2, and I have my bar all the way to the up position, and angle, I have it all the way to the down position of the switch. And what I also have is the beeper set on auxiliary 2 in the mid position. So when I hit the switch here to the highest point, it'll be in angle mode, and to the lowest, it'll be in air mode, and in between, that'll be my beeper switch here. Okay, so that is all set up, and go ahead and hit save, and you are done. You are ready to go. So let's go ahead and go back out to the field. All right, we are just about ready to go now, but let's take a quick look at what else we get in the box here. This battery came with this quadcopter. It is looking familiar, and it is designed by KingKong. It is a 350 milliamp 35C 2-cell battery here, and this also came with the KingKong 110 and also the KingKong 130 Fly Egg. So I have a few spares for this quadcopter. So opening up the box here, we get a bag of goodies. We got some motor protectors and some screws, so that is fantastic. And we have some prop guards. We have seen these prop guards before. You assemble it with these little connectors and put it on, and they also give you some more screws to fit on your quadcopter there. And another bag of goodies. The wind is starting to pick up now, guys. There's a prop removal tool and a couple of rubber bands for your battery, and they give you a little sticker containing the diagrams of the lights of the transmitter, the 5.8 gigahertz transmitter. And they also give you another set of props, 2 more white ones and 2 more yellow ones, so that is really nice. And you also get this USB to micro USB cable to connect to your computer for your configurator. And this was the bag that had the screws that I used for the props, and I've used those. I believe there was one extra. I think I misplaced it. And they also give you this nice instruction manual in both Chinese and English, and this one is also a dual purpose instruction manual. It is the same one that came with the FlyEgg 130. All right, so that is really nice. So now let's go for that little line of sight flight with the KingKong FlyEgg 100. All right, we are ready to go with the KingKong 100. So let's go ahead and turn on the transmitter and plug in the battery here. Oops, upside down. There you go. See that blue light on the receiver is already bound as soon as I plugged in the battery. All right, it is set to go. So let's go ahead and arm it. Nice. Nice, nice. That is looking fantastic, man. KingKong does a very nice job of designing their quadcopters. Very smooth. I did a hover test in the garage, and it was hovering really nice inside the garage, so I'm very happy. Check that out. Very nice and stable, guys. Check that out. Let's do a little punch out. That'll be the 2S punch out. Did you guys hear a beep? I just heard a beep. So this one here with the stock battery is not that sufficient. Okay, one more time. The LED lights are blinking. When I pull back, it's red. When I push it forward, I believe it's blinking green. And when I push it to the left, the right side blinks green. Push it to the right, and the left side blinks green. There you go. That is the punch out, and we hear a couple of beeps. And this thing is flying pretty decent. Just need to set the battery low voltage a little bit lower if you don't want to hear those beeps. I'm pretty sure it still has a lot of juice. So brand new battery here, so the flight time should be around 3 minutes at least. Man, this thing is flying fantastic. Check that out, man. It's got nice little steady pace, and the battery is beeping a lot more faster, so the battery is on the way low. So we're gonna bring it in and check it out with some FPV goggles and do some FPV with this KingKong 100G FlyEgg, sorry. All right, we are ready to go. Switching it over to acro and arming the motors. And nice. I think I scraped the table on takeoff there. First time FPV flight with the KingKong 100 FlyEgg, 100 meter bush. And we are going beyond the 100 meter bush and looking like around, oh great, that's about 150 good meters there. And look at the video feed, no breakups whatsoever. Very nice transmitter. I got a little break up as I was getting closer to the car. Wow, so that is fantastic, guys. and it is flying really stable. There's a little bit of wind picking up. Wow, nice little flip. Fantastic. It's flying really nice and smooth. There's a little bit of prop wash on the way down over there. Yeah, very nice controls. Seems like it's lacking a little bit of power with these 2S batteries that the KingKong has provided you with. So I am about 60% throttle, 70% throttle, and hitting it to 100 and pushing it up. And it does have enough power, but whoa, I got a little, man, I got a little dropout right there. So I'm not sure what that is. Well, this one has a little bit of a dropout issue too. Maybe it is insufficient battery C rating on this supplied KingKong battery here. So we might want to put a little bit better battery because of the 10 amp ESCs drawing that power. So this one is a little bit more power hungrier than the other quadcopters with the lesser ESCs. And there is the constant buzzer, so we're going to go ahead and bring it in for a landing. And the wind is just playing a role here a little bit, so let's bring it in, give it a little landing. The wind is just pushing it away. Okay, all right, first flight with the KingKong 100 Fly Egg with the provided 2S battery. All right, here it is, the 3S battery test. We got the KingKong 100 Fly Egg, and I got a 3S battery, so let's go ahead and check that out. Let me turn on the transmitter, get it ready to go, and this 3S battery comes with a balanced charge plug as well as the XT30 plug and a JST plug, so it accommodates a lot of connectors. So we got a bunch of connectors sticking out in the back of the quadcopter there. Okay, I think that should work. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the 3S battery and see if this baby can handle it taking off. Not bad so far. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I say, 3S batteries on this little brushless, it's like power on demand. You got more than enough power on your fingertips. It's really nice, man. Man, so far so good. Let's do a little punch out. Let me do a timid punch out first. Okay, that was about 70-80% throttle there. And it's got more than enough power with just that 70 to 80% than the 2S battery did. Look at that. That's around 90% throttle punch out. Okay, one more time, and let's do a 100%. Here we go. Nice. Yeah, more than enough power, guys. You know, there's gonna come a day when these guys are going to come out with 4S capable motors and ESCs, right? Man, this thing is so fast. Okay, I heard a little beep now. So there is a low voltage warning right there with that beeper. And that beeper is pretty loud. Really nice. All right, let's bring it in. And I think I'm gonna stick on another 3S battery and do a little FPV flight. Let's see how warm the motors are. All right. Yeah, the motors are pretty hot, guys. After that run, after the first run, the motors were just very warm. like little less than warm, but now the motors are hot to the touch. Yeah, not burning hot yet, but pretty hot to the touch, and they are slowly starting to become manageable where I can kind of hold it now. It's starting to get a little bit less hot, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit between batteries, between consecutive flights, to let these motors cool down, because they don't have any way of air cooling themselves, because they're completely solid on all sides, you know. All right, so let's go ahead and put another battery on there and do a little FPV flight with the 3S battery. All right, let's take that 3S flight with the KingKong 100 Fly Egg, going to acro, arming the motors. Oh yeah, I can feel so much more power right off the bat. On takeoff, here we go. No problem whatsoever. I got very good reception on the video feed, so that is fantastic here. Not bad. The wind has picked up a little bit, however. Very, very nice. Very nice, guys. Yeah, the wind is kind of pushing it backwards sometimes. Oh, man, this thing is flying really, really nice. Oh, I hear a little bit of a beep. Yep, beeper is beeping, so we're going to bring it in. And, man, the wind is just pushing it back. Did not forget to put my landing pad out this time. So let's see if I can land it on the landing pad. Whoa, hoo, hoo, hoo. Maybe I shouldn't have put the landing pad out. Now I gotta land on the landing pad. All right. All right, almost hit the landing pad. I think I got a portion of myself in the landing pad. All right, guys, so that is the flight with the 3S battery on the KingKong 100 Fly Egg. All right, just got done flying the KingKong 100 Fly Egg with the 2S battery, line of sight and FPV, as well as 3S battery, line of sight and FPV. And this is a really, really nice quadcopter, guys. KingKong has another winner here, and now you can choose from all kinds of different millimeter sizes. You got KingKong 90 GT, 95, 100 now, 110. Now they have the 130. Now we're missing the 115 and 120 and 125, so I guess we're gonna have to wait for those to come out. I wonder what is coming out next from KingKong. Another fantastic quadcopter, I am pretty sure. Now just remember, when you're flying this baby here with 3S, wait a little bit. Don't do consecutive flights, because the motors do get pretty hot to the touch. And my second run, the FPV flight with the 3S battery, after the flight I touched the motors, and yeah, it is pretty hot. Not to the burning hot where you cannot touch it, but you can still touch it, but it is pretty hot. And with the Flysky FSI-6 transmitter paired up, it is a fantastic duo, guys. Even though this headplay goggles does cost a lot, you could get cheaper goggles, so your overall cost could be minimized down to less than $200 total if you got yourself some very cheap goggles. And you can get the Flysky FSI-6, which costs only about $42, I believe. So it works fantastic. So there you have it, guys, my review of the KingKong 110 Fly Egg. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you again next time.